Hi, I'm Pantazi. I was asked a question by one of my subscribers here on YouTube about what the difference is or how effective Kyusho could be in a long-range fighting system like a Choyu foot or some similar long fist kung fu style. To me, it's going to be more difficult. I don't think it was intended for that. I think if it was intended to get past short-range fighting methods. And again, this is very much akin to the crane that I've been talking about for a couple of years now. You have the in-close fighting, which is going to be more tiger, okay, and you're going to have the long-range fighting systems of the crane. Now, the crane can still work with the Kyusho. It works very well with the Kyusho. You have to train harder, longer to get that expertise because you're targeting on a moving opponent is going to be that much more difficult, as is your control of your arm as further away it gets from you. Now, a shorter style like, say, Wing Chun Kung Fu, where everything's short and in close, you have a better chance of actuating the Kyusho. However, it doesn't mean you can't do it from a long range. We see this in boxing a lot, all right? When a boxer throws a strike and it connects correctly on a nerve and it puts the person down or out, then you can see that that's like the long fist styles of Kung Fu. And also Karate. Okay, Karate is mainly a long range style unless you get into the old traditions of Tegumi and grappling, all right? And a lot of people have neglected that study or it wasn't passed on to them so they didn't even know about it. So if you're going to practice a style, the closer you, or Kyusho, with your style, the closer range you can get to your opponent, the safer you're going to be, okay? And the much more accurate you're going to be, the much more power you're going to have if you know how to throw the strikes correctly and know the tools, the targets, and the trajectories. Again, Kyusho boils down to that. Knowing the targets first. The targets are going to be your main focus. Where are they? Where are the weak parts of the body? I'm not going to just take a swing at someone's head because it's hard skull. It's going to hurt, okay? Both parties. You know, if you crack your hand on someone's head, you're not going to win that fight. So you have to understand the weak anatomical structures of the body. And once you know that, you have to get the proper tool formation to get the deep penetration you need, the proper trajectory that you need, and the right stimulus, okay? Because just hitting it with a blunt force trauma is not going to work as well as getting a very focused attack into a very specific target. And then, of course, I've been mentioning a lot the trajectories. And it's not just the angle and the direction you approach a target, okay? It's where you send that message along the neural pathway as an example. All right, as an example, you have this nerve here, the transverse cervical nerve that I talk a lot about. You want to strike that so it sends the neurological message to the spinal cord and up to the brain. This is what the most effective way to use the nerve system is with your martial art. Now, how you put that into your style is going to be totally up to you and up to the way you actually train. If you're not going to train this and you're just going to put it into your kata or your mental capacity while you're doing your form or while you're just practicing however you practice, then it's not going to be actualized. You have to get the information, you have to get the skill in your hands. It can't be just in your mind. All right, and a lot of people, that's where they think they watch a video and then they think they know the Kyusho because they've heard this before. They've heard me talking before. But unless you put it onto the mat, applied it to a person in the increasing stressful situations and need, then you're not going to be able to use it in a real situation. Again, it all comes down to training with it. It's not so much learning Kyusho, it's training with Kyusho, and that's the effect. But getting back to the long styles of, say, Northern Shaolin or Northern Chinese martial arts compared to the shorter, the longer range is just going to take you more practice and more training and to get your accuracy down. And you can do that with many different things, including, and the best, another opponent in your sparring. So thank you for watching. Great question by the Happy Clam Guy. That's the person who asked the question or was interested in finding out my opinion of this, and that's my opinion.